Hello and welcome to Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Kong Quest. This is going to be speed strats and gameplay tips. This is something that I've been meaning to do for a little while, and I'm going to take a minute to just explain what it is and what it is not, and why I'm doing it and all that good stuff. So, you'll recall that a while back, I did a Let's Play with my buddy Josh, and what we did in that Let's Play was we went through the entire game, including the Lost World, and we did all the fun stuff, and we had lots of antics, and it's full of comedy, and just lots of funny stuff that happened. So if you want to see a full-on Let's Play with two players, with me and Josh, go watch that. It's called Diddy's Kong Quest, or it's called Let's Play Diddy's Kong Quest. And I liked it, and I liked the way it turned out, but there was a couple things that happened in that series that, or not really happened in that series, but a couple things about that series that I always wanted to address that I didn't really get to do fully. The first one was that it wasn't at 60 frames per second recording, and the recording software was very jittery, and there was a lot of delay in the software. There's a lot of lag, and that kind of negatively impacted how I played. And one of the best things I like about this game is it's such a great game for speedrunners. I'm not a speedrunner proper, but I can go through and play this game very quickly, and I have a lot of tips and a lot of tricks and things that people don't know. So if you are interested in learning about how to play this game more efficiently, and just some of the tips and tricks that I use to get through this game, and just some things, some interesting pieces of trivia about the game that not many people know, then stick with me here, because I'm going to go through the entire game, and I'm going to be showing you guys that stuff. Real quick, just my qualifications for doing this. I have beat this game 4 times, 3 of them on 102%, and 1 of them during the Let's Play with me and Josh. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to 102% this, but I am going to go ahead and just play through the regular game and maybe even do the Lost World and just show you guys some tips and tricks that I use. Unfortunately, I will not have any save states, so I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. But other than that, this should be a lot of fun, so stick with me. You can push down a bunch of times on that main menu if you want some extra options like a sound test and cheat mode and stuff like that, but I won't be doing that. Okay, here we go with the first world here. I think it's Pirate Panic. First thing about this game when you're playing, make sure you hold Y, because that allows you to move a lot faster. A surprising amount of people don't do that when they play this game, and they just go through this game very slowly like this, and it takes a long time. The other thing is you can use this Y button to go right into a cartwheel if you want to. It's nice when you're Diddy because you don't have the air drift. So if you're in the air, you can push Y in the air and go right into a run if you need to. Didn't mean to go in there, so we're going to be leaving now. Okay, another thing you can do is cartwheel jump, but I'll show you that in a minute. Cool thing about Y too, you can go right into enemies like that, and you can go right into a pickup like that if you want to. If you hold Y through a roll, you will continue to roll. That is a nice little thing there. You can, of course, throw a barrel or throw an object like that, which I did not mean to do. I used the Y tapping there repeatedly to get through all those enemies right there. Some of these things in the air, some of these barrels actually they'll spring and open as soon as you open them, and some of them you actually have to manually grab and throw. In DKC 1, they put a lot more of those auto barrels in there that you had to, they exploded as soon as you touched them, and it was kind of annoying, so they kind of cut back on that in DKC 2, because sometimes you might want to use those barrels to throw them into an enemy. Okay, so a couple things here. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and show you the cartwheel jump here, before I do this. Cartwheel jump, cartwheel off, then push B in the air. So you're running, cartwheel, B, like that. You can actually do this thing called a square jump, which is what I call it, where you cartwheel and then turn in the air and then jump back. Something like that. I'm not sure if I'm touching the ground there. I'm not trying to, but yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm using a TV monitor this time because the colors are a little bit easier. So unfortunately, I have some lag on this control deck right now that I'm using, but that's okay. Okay, team throw. Quick way to do team throw. Push up and Y, like that. Push push A, and then up and Y. Quick team throw. Also, if you want to use that directionally, you can do this too, like that. You can steer your partner there. You can throw straight forward, but be careful if you throw straight forward that you don't throw into an enemy, because a lot of people do that. They go to do the team throw and they just throw right into an enemy like that, and you do not want to do that. You can use your buddy as a projectile there, but like I said, you want to make sure that if you're doing that, you have something to hit there. You can kind of cartwheel through things in the air like that. I don't know if that's what I just did. I wasn't paying that much attention. And I know, like, this video I'm doing isn't necessarily for people who are playing this the first time, but this is for people who are trying to get better. One of the things you can do with that I just did is just hold B and land on top of that right when it starts to come out, and that will block it. I don't think you have to hold B, but holding B, another thing, holding B means you get much more of a jump off of the enemies when you jump on them. Right now I'm just going to cartwheel through that guy, but like I'm going to show you this. I'm going to hold B here. It makes you bounce much higher. That's something else that not a lot of people know. Okay, this is a little shortcut you could do here with Ram B. I'm going to charge and then jump a couple times, and hopefully I'll be able to do this thing that I usually do at the end of the level where I spring right into the no Ramby zone. I didn't do it. Usually you can jump off him if you try, and it goes right into it. But you hold A there, and you charge up Ramby, and there you go. That's how you do that. I know I didn't really speed through that because I was talking through a lot of it, but yeah. Okay, that's the first level. Alright, level 2. You just cartwheel this guy right off the bat there. You can save yourself if you jump off the edge with that little thing I showed you earlier. That little air jump there. There's a thing over there to skip part of the level. I don't really want to do that. So I will almost always want to be Diddy when I'm playing this with two people. So when me and Josh played this, I was Diddy. Just because I think that's a little bit easier to be him. You can... Oops. I was just about to say... You can tag those bugs a couple times to get them that way with bouncing, but I also think it's easier to just cartwheel through them on the floor. Hold Y when you're climbing. You will climb a lot faster. Don't forget to do that. I mean, there might be times when you want to slow it down, but just that will save you a lot of time. Okay. These ropes, you don't have to grab anything. You don't have to touch anything to grab them. So you don't have to worry about that. These guys on the ropes, there's actually a way to jump on top of them, and I will be doing that in later worlds. But for these earlier ones, I think it's a little bit more difficult, so I don't usually risk it. Okay. Interesting thing here. A lot of people use that barrel to go into these guys, but it's faster if you just do this. That's just so much faster. And I did that when me and Josh were playing. And Josh actually went, woo! When I did that, which was kind of funny. Just waiting for these. Okay. I kind of hold Y and tap B sometimes to just jump there a lot faster. I did not mean to do that. I don't know if this is faster or not, but I usually just do this when I'm going up here. I just think it's easier. I never go up in that barrel hardly, unless I'm just trying to show it off for a video, which I think I was when me and Josh were playing. Because it's just, if you want to just kind of blindly charge up there and not have to worry about those bugs, that's the way I do it there. Okay, that's the second level. There's all kinds of bonus stuff up there I didn't get, but when I'm just playing through this game in my own leisure time, these are the ways I like to just kind of speed through it. Okay, here we go. Level 3. These jumping guys are extremely annoying. There's a little bonus up here if you would like to get it, and also you can use this to grab onto the hooks and get this DK coin if you would like. Oh, these hooks. I didn't mention these hooks. I should probably go ahead and mention something about those. You can... Okay, well, I didn't realize that that guy had hopped over there as I was talking. But if you hold Y and then hold right and then B to jump, you usually jump between the hooks without having to really look at them. So these guys, I just like to cartwheel through them. You can cartwheel through a surprising amount of stuff in this game, and my philosophy on cartwheeling is it's easier. It's a lot easier than simply jumping on top of things. They also designed this game in such a way that if you're already holding Y and you're charging, you'll grab a barrel. So even if that barrel kills your momentum, you'll still be holding that projectile, that projectile or that barrel, and it will still kill that other guy, which is cool. It's a nice little thing they did to as sort of safety. Anyway, I'll almost always advocate for cartwheeling and not jumping on top of things, even though I do that sometimes. It's just because it gives you a speed boost. This is the important thing. This is one of the only games that will give you a speed boost for hitting an enemy. You know, and that goes a long way towards speedrunning. You know, because by the time you get... Sometimes by the time you get all the way... I might die right here. Yep. By the time you get through all the enemies, you've picked up a lot of speed. So the enemies become sort of an advantage and not a hindrance right there. I promise when I get through some of the other parts of the game, it will not be nearly as talky. I won't be talking nearly as much. And I'll just be able to speed through this a lot faster. But I'm just kind of talking through some of these things right now. Because it's a little bit tricky going through some of this game, so I just like to... Oh! These dudes. If you're wondering, this monitor, despite all my enhancements on it, is still kind of hard to see because right now I have it too dark. The screen is too bright, I have the monitor too dark. So with my vision, I have to get very specific with how I make these things easier to see. Sometimes if you're not sure where you are, a little Y-tap, a little rapid Y-tap right there will get you, we'll make sure that you cartwheel through all of them. That was beautiful right there. I did that earlier and I was trying to replicate that. Oops. Woof. Okay. Now, is there a oh, here, this is a cool thing you can do. I was just holding Y there, and I could just charge through, and I grabbed the barrel, and I got the enemy at the same time. Okay. That's one way to do it, but I'll show you the quick little team throw. It's going to be B, Y, B. I mean A, Y, A, sorry. A, Y, A. That's all you got to do for that team throw. But make sure you do it nice and slowly and deliberately there. Semi-rapidly, but not really. Okay, this thing right here. A lot of people like to go up there and get this thing at the end here, but I don't necessarily like to do that because I think it's faster to just do this. And if you do it just right, and you do it quickly enough, you can actually interrupt that and get all the way to the end with the invincibility frames, and invincibility still there. Got a nice little sunset there. Okay. I'm skipping Kong College, because we do not need it right now, but I will maybe get it later. I had this interesting glitch happen earlier where actually the water didn't even... Like the water actually didn't show up. Is the water still not there? I'm not seeing the water. Is the water just not there, or is it just very, very light on this screen? I cannot tell. I'm not sure if holding Y actually makes you swim faster. I've heard it both ways. I've heard people say that it does, and I've heard people say that it does not. I do it anyway because it doesn't cost me anything to hold Y, so I just do it anyway, but it's possible I'm doing it for no reason at all. This level, you just kind of have to learn the layout, and that stingray right there is extremely easy to hit, so you have to be real careful there, and just take your time when you're going through this for the first few times that you play it. Especially since you're scrolling up and these things are going side to side, it's just a lot of, you know, and you're underwater too. It's just a lot of mechanics that people are not too familiar with there. Okay. Oops, that was close. See? I've played this level a bajillion times and I still almost hit things sometimes. Woo! I like to swim up here and go ahead and get this DK coin. But if you miss it, you can just do this. And you can get back up here. I'm going to go ahead and get these bananas. I know I already showed this in the Let's Play. A lot of these things are kind of retreads of things I showed off in the Let's Play. But, you know, the game's fun, so I don't really mind. And also, I don't mind those little things at the end either. Like I said, I'm doing this to kind of show off what you do if you're playing and you want to play quickly, but you're not doing a proper speed run. I'm not a speed runner. I'm not trying to do this as fast as possible. I'm just showing you some tips to make it quicker, and I'm going to stop explaining what I'm doing because you probably know by now. Okay, my number one piece of advice in this level, don't get the snake. Oh my goodness, I do not like this animal buddy. You don't need the snake. And also there's another level coming up in Ghostly Grove that you also don't need the snake, and people always get the snake, and it only makes things harder. There's a thing you can do here at the beginning to kind of speed through these enemies, and I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm going to try it. Hey, I did it. You can do that. These little hooks, you can grab these nice little hooks, and they're very useful. Just keep tapping Y here, and you can do that. I'm going to try to stop saying too. That's just a little bit easier there. You can just go ahead and cartwheel through these guys. Okay, let's see. Gonna do the edge jump up there, and grab this other hook, and just cartwheel through that guy, and grab that hook. And, oh wait, that's not a hook to get you somewhere, that's just, okay. Alright, actually it is. Okay. Be really careful of this. Just throw this box. You can throw it up there if you want, but sometimes I get mixed up with that box, because I think I don't have it, and I jump up here, and I try to cartwheel or something, and it messes up. Team throw here. Okay. And look, we didn't need the snake, and we got through it much faster than trying to get hit and chase it over. I mean, I guess it's an extra hitbox if you really want that, but I don't really want that, you know? I don't really think it's necessary there. And I finally adjusted these colors on this game so I can see these ropes. You can throw that down there and get that if you want to. Just be careful not to drop all the way down, or you're going to drop back down on top of one of those things up there. Little bonus room up here, there's a hidden hook, but we're not going to do that. Just watch out for the bees. That's the only thing I can say. Just be real careful on the bees. Now that I've said that, I gotta be real careful and not hit those bees, because that would be maddening. I think there's a DK coin coming up here if I haven't passed already. I call it a skill coin sometimes. Yep, I passed it. Oh well. We don't need it. And we're already through there. Okay. And, you know, there are not nearly as many speed strats in the first world as there are in the second world for me. Also, it's worth noting that you can actually skip every single one of these levels, except for the boss fight. You can warp at the beginning of the level, but I don't like to do that. I don't even know where some of those warps are. I know where they are in Ropey Rampage, or not Ropey Rampage, Main Brace Mayhem, I think it's called. It's the second level. Anyway, you know, it's that little space I showed off there, but, you know. This bird fight, this is much easier than I think a lot of people think. Now, I have to not die here now that I've said that. But jump on top of the egg and just run to the right. The bird will run into it on its own. And you can do that for the first couple waves. And you never, ever in this level have to throw an egg. You don't have to aim. There's a way where you can just kind of jump at the bird's feet and hit the bird. And you shouldn't have to throw an egg if you're careful. Be nice if one of these eggs would land. Are none of these eggs gonna land? Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna... Oh, I missed it. I gotta be careful not to hit it. There we go. See? It didn't really even technically touch the bird, I don't think. But it's... Oh, no. That's bad. It's still within frame. I did not mean to lose a Kong there. There we go. Especially with Dixie, you can jump up there and hit the bird like that. Okay, so those are my tips. Oh, also, I want to mention this. Since you are holding Y, when you're holding something, either above your head if you're Dixie or in front of you if you're Diddy, you're always going to go faster. So keep that in mind when you're playing. But that's it for the first world. I got through that much faster than I thought I would. But until the next time, I will see you next time, and let me know if you like this, because I'm going to keep doing these videos for now. And next week, I will come out with the next world. So see you all next time, and bye-bye.